Man, I won't lie to you, bro. It's been a struggle trying to find out how this live thing works, stuff like that. I wanted to actually just make this live and, of course, make it also to a video so that you guys can actually see that how actually I went from the 1244 to a 1080. Because, especially when it comes to athletics, I think there's no like type of person that really um, how am I trying to say? Like there isn't like a big bro in athletics. Like there's no one person that you can search up and be like, yo, bro, today man I had a tough session or this week has been tough work. What video can I go check out so I can actually see okay how to improve in this and this. So there isn't like a channel that is like a big bro. Most of them is just like technical, like too technical for you to understand, or like they're just full of edits and stuff like that. And you're like, wow, there's some cool edits. But at the end of the day, you don't get the value that you're supposed to get. So that's basically why I'm here, you know, as a fellow athlete and a person that's trying to actually be his best version in athletics. I think it's basically about time that I started the channel just for you guys to actually get value to improve. Because I saw like with the post, I saw that most of you guys or most of the people that actually hit me up aren't really like the top fastest athletes, you know. I mean, I'm like the national athletes, you feel me? They're just the athletes that want to make it to the next step, you know. So, uh, as an athlete that actually has run like 1080, I think this will actually provide you guys much value just to see like what helped me, and hopefully, if you apply it in your circumstance, it will help you. So yeah. So yeah. Besides the technical issues, we're gonna go on to what actually really works and what really helped me go from 1244 to 1080. So I'm gonna do the intro just for the video. Cause I'm gonna clip this and put it to the video so that you guys can access um, whenever you need to see the tips again. Also, man, I wanna check my audio, bro. How's my audio? Cause I was fighting demons for. Let me put some of this, bro. Yeah, crazy. I'm like, hold this in for an hour. Nah. What is this? What actions do you need here? Oh, hopefully the audio doesn't go crazy, bro. Hopefully it doesn't go crazy. Let me just check how it is. Okay. I was trying to see how the audio is. If the audio is chill, just I don't know if you can chat here. Yeah, just send me a message. Spam like one if like you can hear. Oh yeah, I can hear myself. Yeah, just send me a message. This is so much better. Yo, bro, you don't know the relief, cause like basically, what's up, bro? KY Gamer SA, what's up, man? Bro, you don't know like I tried doing a live like earlier today, and bro, the way I was struggling, and then that's crazy, right? And then you guys don't know about me. I do like IT, so I'm studying like IT as a course. Yeah, so basically I'm just in my residence. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, residence. I think in America you call it like a dorm. So yeah, I think so. Yeah. So basically, bro, I've been trying to set this thing the whole day. I've been struggling, bro. It's embarrassing since I do IT. But nonetheless, we figured it out. So yeah. Okay guys, if you can hear me, just spam W in the chat. Then we're gonna go on to the three things that I did differently from others, even though we had the same coach, but still took me from a 1244 to a 1080. I. Shout out with a W, man. W's in the chat. It's so cringe to say that now. Cause I'm like I think my main goal is just to provide value. So I'm basically like a teacher, but on YouTube. But of course, I'm an athlete, so I think I relate to you guys more. But the main thing is just to give you guys tips so you guys actually improve. You know. So yeah, I think we can get started, bro. We can get started. Bro said say 67, bro. Crazy, insane that I already said it. So yeah, but let's get right to it. So I think yeah, I'm gonna switch the screen so you can see my laptop. I couldn't do it live with the laptop, bro. Audio was ass. Yeah. Hopefully you guys don't mind me swearing. I hope you guys are. I think you guys are old enough. So yeah. So now we'll go around to how I went from 1244 to a 1080. So I'm gonna switch the screen so you guys can see. Put some horizontal vibes. Yeah. What's up, blessing? Let me just clean the screen, bro. Okay. That should be fine. Nah. I'm legit showing you guys. Let's go on athletics. It's just for athletics. Okay, so basically, as I said the title numerous of times, I'm gonna show you guys 3 things that I did differently that other people didn't do. Because you can still be in the same like you can still have the same coach, but still improve more than the rest. Because that doesn't actually guarantee that you guys are gonna have the same speed. You feel me? So yeah. So let's go on to the next one. Let's see the pages. So page number 2. You might be wondering, who's this guy? I just see a random guy on my screen. My name is Paul. I'm a national athlete in South Africa. I have a world athletics page, and these are like my times. The 300 at a time of 34 is 82. 400 is a time of 49.19. Screen kind of crazy, but I'm showing you all of this so that you can see that I actually know what it takes to actually improve your speed because I went through it. So let's actually give you guys the confidence so that we can go through it too. And I don't know, do you guys like what specific event do you guys do? Do you do 100, 200? Just spam in the chat while I go through the slides. Or if you guys do like 400, I do mostly like everything, bro. Of course, as the athlete, you should. So yeah, I think you have Discord. Yeah, I do have Discord. Um, I'm low key trying to. I'm low key, but I'm trying to actually make like a school games so that you guys can actually go into there and have a community for athletes so that we can all improve and have like basically a home for athletes because there's so many different like there's a community of like even like cooking. There's a community of self development and stuff like that. So I want to make a community for athletics, so all athletes basically can just come onto it and basically we can actually share our troubles between like diets or share our troubles between like let's say practice, what we're getting wrong, and there's gonna be numerous of courses that you guys can just go in through there. And yeah, basically just want to provide value to you guys so we can all improve. Yeah, so for those that just joined, we're just going through how I went from 1244 to a 1080. So just going through basically the slides, if you might say. Okay. So yeah, the main thing with speed, bro, is that speed actually takes time. So actually to improve your time, let's say in the 100 meters, what actually helped me a lot is that just like an understanding that speed takes time and every practice actually like it counts, bro. So it's not just you like for example going to practice once a week or you not executing each practice and expecting different results. You feel me? So yeah, now we're gonna show you guys the screen. Yeah, the main thing that speed actually takes time, bro. And the main thing that I did to actually like run much faster is that I trained extra but much smarter, you know. And hills was basically like my cheat code. You feel me? So those that just joined, this is basically for athletes, and actually I'm showing you guys how I went from 12:33 in the 100 meters, on a 12:44 in the 100 meters to a 10:80. So basically, if you don't know me, my name is Paul. I just help athletes improve their times, basically. A national athlete from South Africa helping athletes improve their times. Right? So with the tip number one from like how actually I improve my speed, and I know I might be repeating a lot of times, but the main thing is that speed actually takes time, bro. Like it's not something that you just like train, let's say like 4 times a week in only like let's say like 5 months, and then you're wondering why you're not running the top times and stuff like that. It's because you need to actually be consistent throughout the year. Be consistent throughout the years, if I might put the emphasis. Because speed, especially for an athlete, you would basically like train for the whole year and have like a 1 second or a half a second improvement, right? And that's because speed is really like neurological, bro. Like it's basically changing of your neurons. You feel me? Because how fast you go is how fast your body can basically like how fast it has ever been. So like if you sprint now, right, your body's gonna tap into old memory. Yeah, I remember this guy went this fast. That's his max speed. You feel me? So it's always a constant repetition of running. You feel me? Yeah. So hills was actually my cheat code to improve my speed, because I think when other athletes were actually just like, let's say on the weekend going to chill, going to eat, let's say fast food and stuff like that. In South Africa, we have something called kota, which is basically bread, Vienna, chips, like all that crazy combo. So they would just like enjoy life, bro. And I actually took that as an opportunity, not really competing with them, but just trying to improve, right? So I took it as an opportunity to really practice hills, doing 60s, like 760s, 860s, and being consistent with it. Because you can do a 60 meters, let's say, on hills for like 2 weeks and complain why you're not improving. Instead of actually being like, you know what, let me see if I can do it for a whole year, and then I see the difference. You feel me? So I did that, and that single-handedly improved my speed. It came to the point when actually I went to my coach, and he actually told me like, tell your secrets to like the other athletes, because the way you're improving is crazy. But it wasn't a secret. The main thing is that I was consistent and I was doing what actually works. You feel me? So that is tip number one for how actually I improved. So now we're going on to tip number two, which is those hard sessions. Those hard sessions will actually pay you back. You know when you're actually training, right? And you know you have those people like they'll kind of cheat practice. Let's be real, bro. They'll kind of cheat practice, and like when you actually like have one more rep, they'll be like, nah, we don't have a rep. We're done. But you know you're not done, bro. Those guys will get you nowhere, bro. And I say this because I was the opposite. You know, I was the guy where people actually low key hated that I was like, Coach, we still got one more rep. And the coach was like, oh, we still got one more rep. I bet. Okay, let's go, guys. Let's finish up. You know, because my coach, I don't even know why the hell he was tired. You know, because he didn't do jack. But still, like I'm the one that I'm focused, because I know that, especially what I wanted to achieve, I knew that I had to make sure that I executed on each and every hard session. So this tip number two is really vital, because everybody actually they don't they don't actually pick up, bro, that those hard sessions will come back and bite you in the butt, as people say it. So the main thing is really wanting to do those hard sessions and really executing on them. Hard session, for example, like what I have here on the slides is like 200 meters, you feel me? Doing like 200 meters 3 times, 300 meters 2 times, 600 meters 1 time, you feel me? Most people always, like at the second set, they'll try to give up. So the main thing is really being that individual that is above the rest, but no one is above the other person. But in terms of that skill of being like, coach, you still have one more, and you know that you're on top of your game and not really just trying to be cool and follow the pack. You feel me? Because that's something that most athletes actually they don't do, bruh. You know. And then we're going on to number three. Number three is that you have to set improving in athletics as a habit. You know, you have to set training as a habit because most of the time we'll train because our coach said we must train, but we don't train because we want to train. You feel me? So that is really key that you actually, as an individual, be like, you know what, I'm training because I want to train. And even though coach is like, okay, there's no training, there's rain outside, okay, you still know that you still got training. And that is something that not everyone does. You know? So as the main thing is really just nailing this down and not letting like other some other person's circumstance actually stop you from what you're trying to achieve. Because those are your goals, bro. At the end of the day, when you go and actually run, that is gonna be you and like you alone. For example, let's say like, cause when you go on the race, it's only you, bro. So I would rather like have my stuff together and work and know that I gave it my all, so that when I go and run, I know that okay, this is my all. So the main thing is just setting a habit so that you can continuously improve. Because I know, especially with the 100 meter and the speed like area, most people they expect like, okay, give me a new drill, you know, give me something new, you know, uh, give me like exercise with an elastic band. But no, bro, being consistent, doing what works, and not giving up is basically the formula. Cause you can't rush speed. You can't unless you take steroids. And and I don't know, bro. I wouldn't recommend that because steroids really mess you up. You know, that's like a low key in athletics. That's like a suicidal attempt. Cause like with sports, taking steroids legit like increases your potential to like a crazy amount. Let's say for example, with Usain Bolt, right? Usain Bolt, his time was I might be wrong. So in the chat, if you know what his time is, just write it. But I think it's 9958. I think I'm right with that. Yeah. Hey, what's up, bro? Hey, that's the you from South Africa, bro. I saw away ish away, bro. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the main thing is that you see with 958, bro. Like if that's his potential, if let's say Bolt actually took steroids, then he would have went to like a freaking 942, bro. You feel me? So that's why, like, but the thing is, that would have shortened his lifespan because steroids is not really healthy. You feel me? Yeah. So, guys, if you're watching this and you're not really like an athlete, I recommend that you share this to your friends because, bro, I think athletics is really like, it gives you peace. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever ran and then after jogging, even though you're tired, you feel like peaceful. Am I right when I say that? Cause like it's really peaceful, bro. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. That's why like especially with sports, like sports is really a great thing to rejuvenate the mind and stuff like that. So just trying to improve in sports can really also help you to have a positive outlook on life, you know. Yeah. All right, so that's tip number three. It was raining day in my gig. Okay. Now here's hot, bro. I'm in Portugal. Here's hot, bro. I don't know. You can see me mini sweating, bro. It's hot. It's crazy this side, bro. Mm. But I think that's my king. My king does do they have athletics that side, bro? Like I know they have athletics, of course, but I'm just saying like, what are the clubs if you actually know them, or like do you have friends that do like sports and stuff? While I check this other one. Yeah, this one is the. Okay. Okay, let me move this one. Okay. Yeah, so now we're going on to the bonus tip, bro, on how to actually improve your speed. The bonus tip is that these are the three components when it comes like basically you could say these are your three weapons, bro. When like you're injured in a certain area, they are your three weapons to actually do, right? So flyers are actually good top speed builders. So flyers, if you don't know what that means or what it is, flyers is basically like you're doing a 30 meters, right? And then no, let's say you have a 30-meter build up, so that's like your start. So you're just starting, and then in the other 30 meters, you're just gonna have two cones where you're just gonna measure that time in between. Am I right? So with that time in between, you're gonna see you're basically gonna hold on to your top speed, and we're gonna take the time to see actually how fast are you in the last 30 meters of the 60. So that really helps because holding your top speed basically like in a way it like unlocks that ability for you to like get more speed if you know what I'm saying. So like athletics, bro. Athletics is basically you have to repeat stuff until your body gets used to it. And when your body is used to it, it unlocks. So like it's basically like a video game, bro. Where there's like ladders and ladders and ladders in athletics, you feel me? So it's really it's a long process, but also an enjoyable one, you know. Because if you guys have done sports, you know that especially with jog, I think everybody has jogged. With the trend of jogging, bro, everybody has jogged. So you know that every time you finish a jog, even though it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you feel real good. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. Like you feel like even though it's like a 10 minute or okay, not a five. Yeah, even five, like a 5 or 10 minute jog, you feel good, bro. Especially when you hit your times that you wanted to hit. If you're a long distance athlete. So with tip number four, that was the first one doing flyers. They're good for top speed building. And then we have blocks, which are like for block starts basically, which are great for the start. Right. So everybody practices block start, but I think it's a certain like different way, like a certain technique to actually practice it that can help you get more from it, right? So with the block starts, you know, okay, just put a block and run. But the main thing actually differentiates from other people is that you actually put the start, you put a competitor, and then you run for the first like 50 meters, and then after running the first 50 meters, you try and see how fast you can actually get. This one needs a lot of quality, right? But the main thing is that while you're doing the starts, like for athletics, you're gonna actually start go out fast, right? But you're gonna realize that okay, if you actually work on the first three steps and you really put emphasis on them, they really pay back the most. So in the block starts, the first three steps is really effective because that allows you to actually make the rest of the steps just much faster. I've seen it, bro. When I was doing block starts, I think I did one recently this week. In fact, where I managed to go like a 5.52, a 5.52. That's the fastest. A 5.54, and I was racing with someone. I was practicing. Well, I've been practicing with someone that he's 200 is like a 20.9, 20.8, if I'm not mistaken. So he has a top 200. But the main thing that differentiates is that my first three steps were much quicker, and I managed to actually put more force to that I applied forward, and that allowed me to run much faster. Yeah. And the last one, which is a 300-meter endurance builder. Yo, I said that wrong. A 300-meter is basically like the endurance builder, bro. Like if you are lacking in endurance, then your 300 meters should be the main point that you work on. Because if your 300 meters on point, bro, let me just fix this. If your 300 meters on point, then it's tough for your 200 meters to not be on point. And it's also tough for your 400 meters to not be on point because those are basically like the 300 meters a good balance of speed and endurance. So it's a really good, I think, yeah, a really good exercise, not exercise, but it's really good to put in your practice. You feel me? more frequently if endurance is the part that you're lacking. So the main purpose of me actually putting this um putting tip number 4 as the bonus is just to you guys to see that okay, my top speed, cause I saw you guys in the post are saying my speed is slow, my start is slow. So these are the three things that you focus on, let's say in a week. You have a coach, you can focus on the weekend, right? And you can try work on them and see that okay, I was slow in practice, but let me see on my own if I work on block stars, let's say on the road, on hills, how that can actually help me improve. And I'm going on to the last one, guys. The last one is this is I'm actually building a school community to help you guys, as I mentioned earlier in the live. So it's basically looking like this. This is a school community. Camera a bit shaky, but so yeah, but you know this is like basically like my background, bro. Oh yeah, now it's better. Uh, yeah, the closer the better. So this is basically my background of like what's gonna happen. This is Canva, by the way. It's not the school community. School community right over here. So I'm working on it, and I want you guys to actually, if you're actually interested, to really, uh, I wouldn't say like I think I'm gonna post it after. I'm gonna post it after I'm done building it. But if you guys actually want early access, then you can follow my Instagram. And then you can basically just DM me there, then I'll get you like free access. But this is basically who it's dedicated for. So if you have a friend that you know that does 100 or 400 meter and wants to improve and wants a community where we can actually improve together and actually just become our best athletic selves. Because as athletes, we should stick together. You feel me? And have that community so that we don't feel alone. Cause I know you feel alone sometimes, like after training, after practice. You feel me? And you have struggles that you're trying to solve, but you can't seem to find the answer to. Then the main thing is to join a school community that I'm gonna make that actually helps you, so that you can actually um, train with other athletes and we can actually discuss the problems that you have, that I have, that everyone has, so that we can improve. So that is basically the end of the live. I might clip this and make this into a clip, shorts basically, or I might actually put it as a main video, but I think it's the screen is too small for main video. So guys, yeah, that was me. I'll see you guys later. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. Peace.